Hey everybody, and welcome back. So in today's video we are setting up some of our budget kits for January. So we're gonna have two budget with me videos starting in January. We're gonna split up our debt and sinking funds into a separate video, but we're gonna do our paycheck breakdown, our budget, and our weekly spread all in this one. So we have our January kit here, which is available in the Etsy shop. We have our paycheck breakdown. There are going to be 4 paychecks for us to come in January, our budget, and then our weekly check-in. So then we also have our thin washies here that we'll be using. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're flipping on over to January. We are in a Erin Condren monthly planner. I have it linked down below in the description box. So this will be the first setup for our monthly views. I did do some yearly overviews in the back if you want to check it out. They came out so cute. Alright, so let's go ahead and lay down our monthly view sheets here. So I have noticed I've gotten quite a few new subscribers. Thank y'all for subscribing. It is awesome. But I'm going to explain why I use this sheet. So for me, I like to use this to track our transactions, when bills are actually cleared the account, and when we have no spends, meaning we did not use any of our cash envelopes or a bill was not paid. So that is what we use this for. Just a good way to keep track and kind of see an overview of what our spread is looking like, and then go from there. All right. I like trying to challenge myself and set goals on how many days I hope to have that we didn't spend any money. And usually it pans out pretty well. So usually I can get about half of the month with no spends. So it's always fun to try to challenge myself to do that. Alright. Lay this down. Alright, so there is what our January calendar looks like. This flipping over here, I will be doing my debt tracker on this sheet here. I think I might utilize this to do like goals and maybe keep track of a few things. So we'll figure out what we're going to do on this one, because I want to use it because I don't right now. Then flipping over to this sheet, we're going to do our paycheck breakdown over here and our monthly budget setup here. So we're going to go ahead and lay down the washies on both sides for those. So with this being a new planner, we're going to see how far down we actually need to go to make our headers and stuff fit. So that was 2. Go down 3. Alright, so if you go down 3 lines, it'll lay out just like that. Okay. I feel like the pages are just a bit thinner than they used to be, because I can see a little bit more clear through the sheet. I don't know, it might just be me. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is the actual budget itself. So we're going to do that side first so I can walk through and explain. So if you're new, you understand where we are coming from with our numbers and how we get them, and kind of talk through it. Alright, so we'll lay down our January budget right here. Let's see. I think I want to do blue. Alright, so first up, we are 1 month ahead on our bills and expenses. About 2 years ago, we used what tax money we had, what savings we had, and everything, and was able to get all of our bills caught up and had enough to start saving for getting it ahead. And then we started just breaking it down by paycheck, and that will pay for the next month's worth of bills and expenses for us. With that being said, the income that comes in for this month will actually pay all of our February bills and expenses. All of our January bills and expenses have already been funded by December. So I'm going to try to make sure I explain this so anybody that is new understands it very well. We do budget each paycheck as it comes in and breaks it down into each of our categories. That way we know what we'll still need by the end of the month, and it's not going to be a big lump sum for any particular thing. So, first up, we have James, which is my husband, his income. So, we estimate $2,800 for his income this week, and we did $700 times 4 to get this number because we're trying to make sure we go under what we actually expect him to bring in, and then times it by how many paychecks he'll have. So that'll be the 28. Then we have myself, which will be, I'm expecting about 300. I'm really trying to bring that in. This month we should also have the tax office. And I don't know how much I'll have come in from there, so we're just going to put it at 0, and then in February we'll kind of know about how much I will be bringing in from there. And then we have other, which we don't expect anything from other. Okay, so I do the tax office on a seasonal thing, so when it comes around to January, I'll go and work January, February, March, April, yeah, April 15th is usually the tax deadline. So I'll work a few days of the week, mostly on the weekends there, and that's just 3 months that I'll bring in a little extra. But with the two that we know we'll have some coming in from, that'll be $3,100 to help start covering February's bills and expenses. All right. Now to look at our variable expenses. First up, we do have our cars. We have our family car, and then we have the car my husband drives. That is a total of $920. Then we have rent. That is $600. We have Allstate, which is our insurance, which is $292. We have our cell phone, which is at $144 now. We have internet, and we pay $66 for internet. Student loans is $60, and student loans we haven't been paying until they figure out the student loan forgiveness. I don't want to pay on it and then they have to refund me even more back, so I've just been holding on to it to see what's going to happen. So we'll see. And then we have pest control, and that is $33 a month. So these are all of our fixed. They're the same every single month. The ones that we could do without on this list here would be pest control if we had to reduce anything. The rest of these are all necessities that we need. Hopefully one day student loans won't be here either, so that would be nice. So our total expenses on this side, all right. So our total expenses that are already fully funded is $2,115. So these are all taken care of. They're ready to go. The only one that we pay bi-weekly is cars. So every 2 weeks you'll see me take money out and put half towards each vehicle. So I put the half that needs to go towards the Mazda and half that goes towards the Highlander each week. But the rest of these are fully funded previously. All right, moving on over, we're going to look at our variable expenses. All right. All right, so our first variable is our power. Power and water are based off the usage, so then we have water. And these two are written at the top because they are the utilities for the house, so that way we actually have power and water, you know, those things. The next ones we list are our cash envelopes. So we have groceries, gas, spending, this is for me and James, miscellaneous. Then we have sinking funds, what we're able to put towards it throughout the month, savings, debt, our cushion is a buffer in our banking account in case we need to use our card for a transaction and we didn't have our envelopes or sinking funds with us. We'll pull it from cushion. And then we have unbudgeted. Anything that's unexpected that needs to come from our savings or emergency fund is considered unbudgeted. All right, so those are all of our variables. Let's lay down our total strip here. All right, so for power, we budget $200. For water, $100. Now, I'm kind of worried about January because last year, I want to say it was really high. I want to say it was like 160. Let's see. Maybe it was only over 100. So we'll see how it goes for January. We might be able to dump that down going forward. So we'll see. Groceries, we do have 600. Gas, there is 400. Spending, there's 150. Miscellaneous, 50. And then sinking fund, savings, debt, and cushion depend on how much we were able to have extra to put towards those throughout the month. So those are based on what actually comes in throughout the month. So that does total us, let's see. So that's 300 plus 600. 150, 50. So 1,500 already fully funded in our variable expenses here. All right. All right, so we're going to draw in our lines on this side and continue on. So give me 1 second. All right, so there is our budget. We will actually do those later. All right, now flipping on over, we're going to do our paycheck breakdown. I'm going to explain this side. I love doing this side. You'll see this one every single time I do my cash envelope stuffing videos. This is a very important sheet. It keeps track of all of our income and how much we've put towards each of our bills and expenses for the month, all in one place, okay? So we have, for income, same thing as what I put on the other side. We have James budgeted at $2,800. We have myself at $300. We have the tax office. We don't have anything expected because I don't know exactly how much I'll be bringing in. And then we have other, which we don't expect anything from other this month. All right, so those are our sources of incomes for this one. Okay, so there's that. Now for our paycheck breakdown, I list all of our expenses straight down. All right, so for expenses, we list them, I try to list them from highest to lowest. So starting with cars, we budget $920 a month for our cars. Then we have rent at $600. All right, next we have groceries which is only going to be budgeted at $465. We have gas budgeted at $300. We have utilities, which is power and water combined into one line, which is $280. We reduced it, so $280 for utilities. Allstate is going to be $292. These are all out of order. This is driving me crazy. We have AT&T, which covers our phone and internet. They are two separate bills, but on here I kind of list them together. So there's one line for both. That is a total of $210. Student loans. Right now we don't have anything budgeted for it. Pest control is $33. We have miscellaneous spending, sinking funds, savings, debt, and the cushion. Okay, so those are all of our categories. The ones that do not have numbers beside them are because our bills up here have already taken up our total amount of our budget, at least amount budgeted expected to come in. So if we have more come in, we will first throw it towards our groceries and gas to get them to what we normally estimate about spending a month, which is $600 for groceries and $400 in gas. And then student loans will get the next amount, miscellaneous, and then going down. So we just have to play it by ear on what comes in and how we're able to go about putting it in. All right. Okay. So there is our paycheck breakdown. Let me draw in my lines and be right back. All right. So this does total $3,100. So we hope to have more come in, but if it doesn't, we are fine. We'll manage. So this is where we'll come to do our paycheck breakdowns and use that to do our cash envelope stuffings each week. So you'll see 4 paycheck breakdowns this month. All right, we have that done. We are going to lay down some washies. Let's see. We're going to take the reds here in the middle, kind of break up some color. And then let's use these. All right, so that's what these two spreads look like. Now flipping over another sheet. On this side here, we're going to do our weekly check-in and our transaction log, which these two here, all we have to really do is just lay down our headers and our scripts, and that is pretty much it, because we'll fill these out each week every time we have a transaction. For here, all right, so on this side we do our weekly check-in, and I find this the most helpful spread ever. It helps me stay on track of how much we've actually spent and what we have remaining. That way we can kind of, at the end of the month, if we're getting tight or close on spending everything, we already kind of know. And we check in for the ones that are in our cash envelopes. So our groceries, gas, miscellaneous, and spending, and then we keep track of unbudgeted here as well. So those are the 5 categories that we will check each and every week to see what we have spent. So we're gonna lay down 4, we'll probably do 4 weekly check-ins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be right back. Okay, so there's the weekly check-in side here. Now to do our transaction log here. So for me on the transaction log side, I like seeing a kind of spread this way as well as an overview with the monthly view. It kind of gives me 2 different ways of seeing how our trends are, where we're spending more money at, and different things like that. So just how I like to kind of keep track of it. It's kind of like back in the day when you had to do it by hand, when you had a checkbook and things like that. It kind of feels like that. I'm not that old, but I'm a pen to paper person. I like seeing things laid out that way, so it helps. Let me know for 2023 if you're going to be a pen to paper or you're going to go and try to do a digital. Now either way works, whatever is better for you. I know for me, I will still be doing a pen to paper. It just feels more real when I actually write it and I see it myself and don't have technology doing it for me. But let me know in the comments how you feel about planning. Is it pen to paper for 2023 or is it going to be electronic? Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to draw in lines and be right back. Alright, so there are that. So let's flip through real fast and see. So we have our January monthly calendar set up, our paycheck breakdown, and our January budget ready to go, our weekly check-in and transaction log. So that is all we are going to put together in this video. If you like budgeting videos, stay tuned. I will have so many coming up through the month of December, so many coming up in the new year, so stay tuned for all of those. You'll see weekly check-ins, cash envelope stuffings, monthly setups, kind of closing out our budget, all those kind of videos, as well as I'm going to be doing some plan with me videos. So lots of fun things coming up for 2023. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this first budget with me for the first time in 2023. But I can't wait to catch y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye now.